The Canadian Pension Plan and Old Age Security are two government benefits payments that you may never be thinking about. If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, maybe even in your 50s, you haven't really looped into what are these things, what are they about? So I want to cover that in this video. And it's very important to understand what these things are because they're going to be a big part of your retirement. Now, why I want to stress it in this video is that it can't be all of your retirement. So some of you know nothing about CPP or Old Age Security, and the other bucket is fully relying on your CPP and Old Age Security. So I want to find a place to meet in the middle and educate you in this video. The Canadian Pension Plan, CPP, is a benefit that you pay into. So a lot of people say, well, Adam, it's not a benefit because I pay into it. But in theory, on the government websites, it's called a benefit. But if you look at your paycheck, you will have something called CPP, the Canadian Pension Plan. And you pay into it a little bit every single paycheck until you've reached the maximum amount, if you ever do reach it, in the year. So in 2023, the maximum you can pay into the Canadian Pension Plan is $3,755. So that would be the most amount you can pay in. So if you are a high income earner, you may pay into it earlier in the year, and then the difference is gonna start coming to you. Now, your employer also pays that same amount into the Canadian Pension Plan. So you pay half, your employer pays half, and then down the road, and I'll cover this in a little bit, you're going to get a payment out of that for the rest of your life while you're retired. So $3,755 goes into the Canadian Pension Plan. Your employer matches it, so a fair amount of money being pumped into this plan. Now, when you retire, you're going to get a benefit out of this. You can take this benefit as early as 60 and as late as 70. And we have lots of videos on our main channel. Again, you're watching our second channel, Money Mastery. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe, join this channel. But on our main channel, we have a lot of videos around CPP, OAS. It's more of a retirement focused channel. This channel here, more geared to that 20 to 45-year-old market. And so the Canadian Pension Plan will be a benefit. You can take it from 60 to 70, and most people take it before 65. Now you're penalized if you take it before 65, you get an added benefit if you take it past 65. And I won't cover all of that in this video, we'll do it in a future video, or again, loop over to our other channel, we have lots on that. But you wanna plan around this. So first off, understand, yes, I'm paying into this, so I'm gonna be part of the benefit getting out of it. Now, if you're someone watching this saying, yeah, Adam, I'd love to pay into it, but I'm at home raising kids, or I'm on disability, or something's going on in your life that you're unable to pay into it. There are a few things that benefit you while you're not paying into CPP. So if you're raising kids, there's a provision called child rearing years. That means that any years that you weren't able to pay into CPP while you had kids and were raising kids under the age of 7, those years will be dropped out of your CPP calculation, meaning that these years that you're not paying in are not going to hurt for your calculation later. The same goes if you're collecting CPP disability. So if you're on disability, then potentially these years will be wiped out as well for down the road when you go to claim. So those are a couple times where, it's not hurting you by not paying in. But otherwise, make sure you're paying into CPP. Now, there's a lot of conversation, and we just did a recent video on, is CPP worth it? Like, is the investment worth it? And here's my honest opinion on this. It doesn't matter, because you are somewhat forced if you're an employee to pay into this. You're getting a match from your employer, so there's some, retirement planning from your employer as well, and it's going into a bucket. And it's gonna provide a guaranteed income for you later on down your life. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, but Adam, it's not getting me my great return. I'd rather take that money and invest in myself. And being in this business for 20 years, I can tell you that if I told you you did not have to pay in your $3,755 into the CPP, you probably wouldn't invest all of that on your own. And if you did, you might do a really bad job. Now, you might do a great job, but have you saved that money in the first place? My experience and statistics say that you would not. So it's good to have some sort of forced savings plan so that when you get to retirement, if you forgot to save or you didn't save well, at least there's something there to kind of build that foundation of retirement income down the road. Now let's quickly talk about Old Age Security, or OAS. Now OAS isn't something that you pay into. It is a benefit that you get from 65 onward, depending on how many years you were in Canada past age 18. So 40 is the magic number. If you spent 40 years or more in Canada past age 18, then you will qualify for full Old Age Security when you hit 65. Now, if you were in Canada for 20 years, then you're gonna get 50% of the max. So it's a fairly simple calculation overall. And the most you can receive from OAS this year in 2023 would be $691. So it's not a large amount, but it is a little bit extra that will pay you. So, I mean, if you're a couple, married, whatever it is, then you're getting almost $1,400 every single month. So it's a good base. So old age security is a good little boost. But again, this is not something that you pay into. It is a pure government benefit that you will receive based on how many years you lived in Canada. Now, if you lived in other countries, sometimes there's a treaty or reciprocal where the credits from those countries can be used for old age security. If you want more information on that, contact Service Canada and they'll be able to kind of walk through that process with you. Now, looping back to Canadian pension plan, the most you could receive in 2023 if you were retired, say age 65 this year, fully paid into Canadian pension plan, got every dollar possible, the most you would receive back is $1,306 per month. So it's decent, it's a good base. Add in your old age security, and we're close to about $2,000 a month of income. But as you know, depending on where you live in Canada, $2,000 may not get you very far. I live just outside Vancouver, and I know here $2,000 would not even get you probably a one-bedroom rental. It's astronomically expensive here now, and I know a lot of parts of Canada are like this. So, you know, you might live in a part of Canada where $2,000, that could get you by, that could be lots of income, but for most of you, it's probably not going to be the case. So if you're watching this video saying, oh, I didn't know about these benefits, Adam, like, I'm gonna rely on these for my retirement, I would strongly push against that. You need to plan for your retirement. So understand what CPP and OAS is, but now you need to understand that, hey, these are there, but they're not going to provide for me for my full retirement. I need to save above and beyond. And I know right now many of you are struggling, you know, to save anything to even pay your basic bills. But as things free up, as you get a bit more money, maybe you need to get a second job, maybe you need to redo your budget. There's many ways that you can help yourself, but if you get to a point, you need to start saving for yourself as well. Start putting money away. It could be $25 a week, could be $100 a week, could be $5 a week. Whatever it is you can save, start saving. And it's, first off, it's creating a habit. So when you start saving money, you're creating habits. So set it for weekly. Weekly, then you're doing it more often. So instead of saying, I'm gonna save $100 a month, start saving $25 a week and start putting it away. And it's creating that habit. And the goal will be in 3 months, I wanna create, bump it up from $25 maybe to $35 a week. And start creating this habit where you start saving more, but you're saving consistently. You need to save for yourself for retirement. Unless you want to live in a very cheap part of the world or the country and not have a lot of income, that's fine. A lot of people like that. But if you want to be Vancouver, Toronto, or in any big city and enjoy retirement and have a bit of extra slush money, you're going to need to save for yourself. So again, step one is start creating habits. Start saving a little bit of money every single week and never touch it. Put it away, don't touch it. Put it away, don't touch it. And set a goal for 3 months from now. Create that habit for 3 months. After 3 months, start saving a little bit more money. It could be just a small bump, 25 to 30, maybe 35. Eventually you want to get to 50, start saving more. Start creating that habit, because as that account grows, that's going to be kind of the fuel for your fire as far as, wow, this actually works. This is saving money. I'm getting a bucket here. And that bucket's going to provide for you in retirement. I won't go into all those numbers today because everyone's a little bit different, but I will cover a bit of this in a future video about kind of taking old age security, CPP, your savings, maybe you have a work pension or something like that, and putting these things together to make it work for you in retirement. But if you're watching this video and you're not saving, that is step number one. So educate yourself around CPP Old Age, which hopefully got the basics here today, and start saving for yourself, because these government benefits in the old age security and your savings in the CPP is not going to provide enough money for you to live off. Now, there's one other government benefit that could be there for you if you're a lower income in retirement, and that's GIS, Guaranteed Income Supplement. That would be a supplemental income to you if you were in a very low tax bracket, and really it's to get people out of poverty. That's really what it's built there for. So if you only collect in a bit of CPP and an OAS, there's going to be this GIS that tops you up a little bit, but again, it's not like it's putting you in a good spot. So make sure you're saving for yourself, put yourself in a better position for retirement. I know for some of you watching this video, retirement feels like miles down the road. It does for me sometimes too. But Start saving. It comes quickly, and let compound interest. Let your money work for itself. Wouldn't it be great to have your money actually work for yourself? So it's almost like having a second job, right? If you have this pool of money here and it's earning and compounding on itself, it gets bigger and bigger. Let that work for itself. You're working hard over here in your job, making money. Let your money start making money for itself as well, compounding that and getting a better place for retirement.